Hi, guys. This is our Team on the Run call for Monday, May 22nd. And we have a very special guest here tonight, which I'm super, super honored that she took the time to speak with our team. I know you guys are super excited to hear from Theresa. Theresa and I know each other because we are on the Wisconsin Market Council together. And Theresa, I saw when you sent me more just kind of formal info on you that we were at New Leader Conference at the same time too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, But I'm sure it has crossed, but yeah, it is a small world. So yeah, Theresa and I are on Wisconsin Market Council together, and that's how we met. And she is just a rock star in her business. I know you guys are going to be super inspired when you've heard just what she's done to grow a very successful business in not a very long amount of time, with how busy she is and her family is. So Theresa is she's been a coach for 2.5 years. And when she first started, she was working full time and was pregnant with her second child. And she was able to grow her business very quickly. She's a mom of two. She's married to her husband, works a crazy schedule, guys. He travels bi-monthly. He works like 14-hour days. And she is, fielding a lot on her own with her kiddos. And she is 5-star diamond in her first CBC and a diamond in her second CBC. She went and became a full-time coach a year into working her business. Her team is the Good Vibe Tribe, and she lives in small town Wisconsin. Theresa, where exactly are you located? And I know I should know this.
Antigo. Well, Deerbrook technically, but so near Wausau.
Yep. Okay. So anybody who says that you can't grow a business because you live in the middle of nowhere, you can. And Teresa's going to give us some tips on how. But Teresa's just a firecracker, and she's so poised and professional, confident, and I just can't wait for her to share all that she can with us. So I'm just going to turn it over to her. She's going to talk to us tonight about from excited challenger to CEO of her business. So I'm going to turn it over. We're just honored you're here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I have a little presentation here. I've done this a couple times, so I think I can get through it pretty quickly. The first time it took about an hour, but I'll try to be speedy and get you guys in and out because I know you guys are busy. But can you see my screen, Jess? Okay. All right. So, okay, perfect. Let's see. Okay, so I wanted to just kind of break it down for you guys because I don't know if any of you feel like I felt when I first started this business. I caught myself comparing my journey to everybody else's journey. And I compared other people's lifestyles to my lifestyle, how quickly they grew their business, compared to the pace I was growing mine, and just kind of froze myself with that comparison game, probably a lot longer than I should have. So I wanted to put together Excited Challenger to CEO while having a baby in between and kind of cut out the fluff, cut out the everything's easy and like, why aren't you there? Because it seems like everybody else in Beachbody is. So I was like, I'm kind of annoyed that no one tells the truth on how they get to the top, or at least the raw side of things while you're a mom and you're trying to juggle everything else. And so that's why I decided to go with this theme and come at you with this information. So like she said, I live in a small town in central Wisconsin. The population here is like 8,000 people. The average household income, so husband and wife combined, is $34,634. So I graduated from college in 2010, moved back home to let my husband follow his dream and return to his family's business. When I moved home, I had no idea what I was going to do. Thankfully, both my parents are business owners, so I had a job while I figured out exactly how I fit back in the hometown I swore to God I would never come back to. I turned 18 and I'm like, bye, never coming back. And now I'm back. I have a bachelor's in business with an emphasis in service management. And the life I had imagined for myself grew pretty distant as I was learning to adapt to my new reality. The exposed brick apartment overlooking the Third Ward in Milwaukee, working for a company with room to grow professionally, and focusing on my career did not match the little farmhouse that I moved into. I felt lost, but I took a job at a local hospital working as an administrative assistant to the chief financial officer and the HR director. My job paid fairly well, and my next step would have been management, but there was something missing. I felt like no passion whatsoever about my job, and I found myself looking around like my next step would be management, but no management position appealed to me. And I just kind of sat there thinking like, what am I doing? Where do I go from here? Do I do this the rest of my life? I just felt stuck. So when my son was 6 months old, I was offered a position at a mortgage company that I could work from home. So I think any mom offered, a work from home position that matched your salary would seem pretty appealing. And so I jumped on it and I took the job, but the grass was not greener on the other side, and I quickly learned it was not for me. So I worked from home, and I was missing coworkers and people to talk to and things like that. So when I was approached to join my first challenge group, I was like, cool, I love the community aspect of this. This sounds really fun. Maybe I'll meet some, like-minded people. And I jumped in with Insanity Max 30 and Shakeology. So I was a girl with a vision without a vehicle to get me there. So I was in a group for 5 days before I signed up to be a coach. I signed up with Trina Gray, she's my upline, and I had Success Club 10 and was running my first group with 6 of my close girlfriends before Trina and I ever had a chance to see. I got my first paycheck and I was pleasantly surprised. That's when I had a little glimmer in my eye. With an average household income of $34,634, I was confident I could grow from my $30,000 position, and possibly this could be the vehicle to get me there. More money sounded cool to me at the time. So a goal without a plan is just a wish. I had big goals, but I didn't really have a plan. I was wild, but I had no clue how she got there. I didn't know much about the company. I didn't know what Success Club really meant. I didn't understand volume, the comp plan, anything like that. I like Shakeology, but I didn't know much about it besides it was a clean meal replacement shake. I'm not sure if any of these things make you feel uncomfortable. I swear I've been on Zooms where I'm like, oh my gosh, she's talking about me. How does she know about my business and that I'm not very Shakeology, the comp plan, understanding volume? Don't worry, I know nothing about your business. This is merely my personal experience. So I've been, let's see. So I knew nothing about my business, but I can share with you how I've been through and how I overcame these things to become a 5-star elite coach 2 years into my business, working full-time my first year and having a baby in my second year. So I had the vehicle to get me to where I wanted to go financially, but I did not, it was up to me to drive it. I had everything at my fingertips. I got an email from my coach giving me, can you guys hear me? It says my internet's unstable. Am I good?
You're kind of like breaking up a little bit, but
okay. Like wave your arms if it's really bad, and then I'll maybe if I shut my video off, can you still see my screen? Do you think? Sometimes shutting. Let me see. Can you still see the screen?
Yep.
Okay, I'll do that. Sometimes my internet works better without video. Okay. So I got an email from my upline giving me our Coach Basics link, and I enrolled right away. I looked in the Coach online office, and I did all the new trainings for coaches in there. I watched endless YouTube videos, and I figured out everything I needed to know to get going. I personally started a like page right away and started sharing my journey from day one. Would I have started a like page then if I knew what I knew now? I personally would absolutely. But I knew for me, when I decided to go all in, I was not turning back. I was committed, and I did the research about my like page before I launched it. I knew if I wanted money out, I had to put money in. I knew I had to show up every single day, and that was the challenge I wanted because I knew it would help me become successful. I personally think if you hit Success Club in your first 3 months and you're all in, starting a like page is a great idea. Some coaches have different opinions about this. I know it can be really frustrating and defeating to have a like page and only get 1 like or 2 likes, and you're just like, why am I posting? Nobody is looking at this. I'm not getting anywhere. But it will happen. Just you have to stay consistent and be willing to put money into like ads and trainings to perfect your like page, and you will definitely grow. I have a couple coaches like in our bigger downline that have elite businesses, and it's all from their personal page. So I think it's truly up to the coach. Do what's best for you and know that both avenues are going to take some serious commitment. I saw that Beachbody could get me to my goals, and so I was willing to test my limits. I knew I'd be running challenge groups every month, and for the first year, this meant for me waking up at 4:30 in the morning to post live in my groups because I ran them on Facebook, and I didn't know about Hootsuite, and I had one challenger in there that worked out at 4:30 in the morning, and so I got up and I posted, and then I went back to bed. So I ran 21-day groups every month, and sometimes I ran 2. It was hard and it was annoying at times, but I knew it's what I had to do to hit my other commitment to myself, which was Success Club. Oops. Gotta go back. Out of everything I read, I knew Success Club was a non-negotiable to build a thriving business. All the top coaches have hit Success Club for consistently for years straight. There had to be a method to the madness, right? So I was getting on the train, and I'm really glad that I did. I promised myself I was going to shoot it to you guys straight, because sometimes when you're talking to your own team, it's kind of easy to tiptoe around these types of topics. You'll hear all the time that Success Club does not define your business. Some coaches may disagree, and that's okay, but I 110% believe that hitting Success Club is crucial if you want to grow and continue growing your business. If you're not hitting it, you're not adding new blood to your challenge groups, and then you're losing the chance to add that new blood to your team. So does that mean Success Club 20 is a non-negotiable? Absolutely not. My first full year, I hit Success Club 5, and I tried my hardest to add 2 new coaches every month. That's all I did, and I hit Premier. And then my second year, I tried to up that. I'm like, Success Club 5 is getting pretty comfortable for me to hit. I'm going to up it to Success Club 10, but I kept it at 2 new coaches per month. And I think that that's a huge thing, because you see other coaches adding 50, 75 new coaches a month, and that is crazy to me. I can't imagine doing that and being able to support it. And those numbers sound super intimidating. So I want you to know you can definitely get there doing Success Club 5 and adding 2 new coaches. Definitely possible. So we've all seen it. Maybe we've all said it. #girlboss. So are you really being a girl boss, or are you just pretending to be a girl boss? Are you busy chasing shiny objects and doing things that are not moving your business forward? So here's what my day looked like when I started coaching. I posted on social media most of the time just to post. I mainly posted sweaty selfies after my workouts, a few quotes here and there. After all, I had to post 3 times a day, right? So that's exactly what I did. I merely posted. Nothing was attached, no emotion, no story, no relationship building was happening on my social media. Number 2, 3/4 of my day, I was on my cell phone, checking messages and going back and forth. My relationship building was happening all behind the scenes, and it sucked every ounce of my time. I was not answering objections publicly on Facebook, so I had to explain myself over and over and over again in messages, and it took up a lot of my time. My husband noticed that my nose was in my phone all the time, and I would get frustrated because, after all, I was trying to be like Lindsay Matway. I had big goals, and I wanted to get there, and I thought that's what I had to do to get there. I call it coaching on demand, and I tell my team not to do it because it's really draining, and you guys can probably all relate being on your phone too much. it still happens to me from time to time. I'm not going to pretend I'm perfect, but I do try to be really, really aware of that and set my phone down. And I'll teach you guys some little tricks that I use. Okay, number 3, lead a team. Me, I had learned everything from YouTube. My upline was Trina Gray. How could I ever do that? She was incredible. She had all the answers. She has a huge team. I did not invite like I should have because I was not confident in what I was inviting to. Hell, I didn't even know what I would do with these people if they decided to sign up with me. Number 4, I was waking up at 4:30 to post in challenge groups. I hated challenge groups because I was waking up at 4:30 to post in them. I did them, but all I was doing was going through the motion. Guys, I didn't actually do them.
Okay, to recap, you guys, because I know your time is valuable. We have an amazing product.
System.
Oh,
it's simple.
our system is very simple. Yes.
We have 3 videos. It's a 2-minute, 5-minute.
So let's see here. So I didn't do my challenge groups with people. I was engaging and liking every post saying, awesome job, great job. And it got super boring. So they became mundane. This behavior did not seem #girl bossish. It seemed like the type of behavior that was going to cause me burnout, ripples in my relationships, and disappointed that I would 110% blame on being a Beachbody coach. If you do this, I hope this call helps you. I decided to take it to the next level and begin branding myself. So you hear over and over again that we're our own magazine. Are your posts magazine worthy? Would you be proud to see any one of your posts that you put on social media, let's say today, fitness or featured in Fitness Magazine? Every single post that you post, you should be proud enough of. If someone came to you and said, can we feature this post, on our front cover or in our, magazine this month, you should be like, yeah, of course. Or would you be mortified? We'll just leave it there and hope that maybe you'll clean up your social media if you answered no. It's cool. We're all evolving and growing. You are or you would not be on this call right now. You're cool with change and improvement. So take that and do something with it. So tomorrow, I'm going to challenge you not to post just to post. You're going to post in attempts to build a relationship. Tomorrow, I challenge you to check your inbox one time. This is really hard, but once you do it consistently, it's actually night and day. Like, you will feel so much better. I personally do. Tomorrow, you're going to put your phone in a bowl when you're having family time. So what we do is have a bowl by your front door, maybe you throw keys in it or whatever, put your phone in there until your kids are in bed, until you have that designated work time like a regular CEO would. People aren't working, some people are, but those are the people that are burnt out and don't have great home lives, but you have to shut it off sometimes in order to be fully present with your family. So put your phone in a bowl. So tomorrow you're going to be the girl that runs her own business, not a girl boss that lets her business run her without anything to show for it. Okay, so take yourself seriously. Brand yourself. Now, I had somebody make a few of these logos, but this one I made by myself. This one you could easily make by yourself. I didn't, though. Brand yourself. Put some feelers out there for graphic designers, or you can use apps. I'll explain that too. I'm all about giving business to people I know. So if you owned a small business in your town, would you support the mom and pop shop that sold hardware, or would you go to a chain store to get it for the same price? You're a business owner, so operate like one. Be strategic. So when I was looking to brand myself, I just put out some feelers on social media and I said, hey, does anyone know of a graphic designer? I'm looking to get a logo made. And I had so many comments and likes. That's not only opening up opportunities for me to start conversations with people, but it's also allowing me to support other people who are running small businesses and create relationships with them. So if you don't have money for a professional logo or your team right now, that's okay. I made this one, I think, using WordSwag, which is a free app. It might be like $1.99. I don't know, but it's amazing. And if you don't have it, you should download it. It's called WordSwag. And you just stamp that on everything. I stamp, like on my team, this is my team page. I try to put it on everything. It just looks cohesive. It looks professional. And I think that people started taking me more seriously once I had a brand and not just pictures I tossed up all the time. I had family pictures taken on the beach in Florida by a family friend with full intentions of using them for my business. My family is a huge part of my business, and I wanted a professional grade photo shoot done so I could use those. If you can't afford that right now, iPhones are fantastic too. Go find a brick wall or a white wall and start snapping. If you follow me on Facebook, it's just Mom Raising Health. I have a lot of pictures with a white background that I can easily put text on if I want to. And you guys would die if you actually saw how I take those pictures, because I literally like lean my phone up against a bottle of Johnson baby lotion on a candle holder in my bathroom, and it's just a white wall in my in our spare bathroom. And the pictures look awesome. I can edit them. I can put quotes on them. I can do whatever I want. And it's with my iPhone in my bathroom, and nobody would ever know. So do what you have, or do what you can with what you have. These are the girls that I used to make those logos. This girl is the one I would recommend. She's on Facebook under Fox and Pebbles. Super nice and really fast. So if you want that, you can screenshot it. Okay. So full-time employee to full-time newly pregnant Beachbody coach. I see time and time again where people get pregnant and they quit. And it's like, oh my gosh. No, you guys, being pregnant will rock your business if you do it right. You have to share the struggles, share the wins. I think any mom that like stays remotely motivated while they're pregnant, people look to that and they're like, oh my gosh. So, it's just very inspiring for people. So be like a duck, remain calm on the surface, and paddle like hell underneath. Sorry if there's kids, I can't really see. So I'm going to take you inside my first year as a coach, and if you're sick of finding your why, you'll understand someday. Every single invite I did not send prevented me from giving him the life that he deserves. So I need to think about that again. Every invite I didn't send because I was scared, because I was embarrassed, because I wasn't confident, was preventing me from giving my son the life that he deserved. So every time you are scared to send an invite, you need to have a why strong enough to make you cry. And it sounds so tacky. And for a while, I was like, oh, my why is because I like helping people and for my family. And it's like, you have to dig deeper than that and get down to the core of why you don't want to fail. And think about that when you send out invites. One yes could change your entire business. So I did not connect with my why at first, and at the first sign of troubled waters, I wanted to jump ship. So that's what uplines are for, right? I never once got on a call with my upline and disrespected her time. What she said, I listened to. What she suggested, I did. Not saying her way was the only way, but I admired her determination and grit, and I knew she was telling me things to help me grow. She had my best intentions at heart. And I guarantee your upline has the same. And if they don't, for sure somebody in your downline has the same feelings for you and would love to help you. I needed a deep-rooted why, a why that made me cry. Every time I handed in a PTO request, I got anxious. Every time my son was not feeling well and I had to drop him off at daycare, I got anxious. I still get anxious thinking about those two things. Every time I missed work to stay home with my baby, I got calls all day, and I always came back to messes that needed to be fixed immediately. Every time I had to tell my husband no when he wanted me to go on a business trip with him, I was anxious. I became pregnant with my second child, and my world changed entirely. I debated on moving up in the mortgage loan to a mortgage loan processor, from a processor to an officer, where I'd be commission-based and more than likely put in 50 hours a week for an unknown amount of money. I started hating the position I was in. I was stressed out. We were understaffed. I was running on fumes, and I was getting easily agitated, and it was just not a positive environment for me anymore. If you don't like your job, you totally will relate to everything I just said. I got on a call with Trina, and I said, I cannot do this anymore, and I need you to tell me what I need to do in order to quit my job. The first thing she asked me, and I always wondered this because I'm like, all these people are, going to be a full-time coach and they're retiring their husbands, and like, what are they, how do they know when the time is right? So I just wanted to share with you what this conversation looked like with my upline when that time came. The first thing she said is, what do you have to make in order to quit your job? I said, I'd like to make $1,000 per week. She asked me what I was making now, and I said 500. Like at my job, I was making 500. She asked me why I needed to double my income to quit. And I told her that's just what my husband and I felt comfortable with. We settled on matching, after Trina and I talked, we settled on matching my income. And she told me to get my week leg volume to 5,000 as soon as I could. So it was up to me to build that volume to 5,000. And I hung up and I busted tail. I did not bust tail for a week and get sick of it. I woke up early every single day. I worked out, I shared it. I worked for 45 minutes on Beachbody. I showered and listened to PD while I got ready. So a podcast, an audiobook, just while I was getting ready in the morning. I used every single lunch hour, and I mean every single lunch hour, to work my business. I shared on social media again at lunchtime. So a lot of people often ask, like, how do you do this when you're working full time with kids? I just did it. I carved out time in the morning. I got my, my workout in, my PD in, and my morning post. And then every single lunch hour, I worked my business and I posted again. And then I got home, ate dinner with my family, put my son to bed, and then I went downstairs and worked my business for about another hour or so. That's what it took for 5 months straight, every single day, in order for me to quit my job. I did not get my week leg volume quite to 5,000 at the time that I quit my job, but I doubled my team during that time. I was all in for my challenge groups, and I was consistently posting and building relationships through my posts on social media, so I was not having to do as much behind the scenes. I was doing my vital behaviors every single day. I was not chasing shiny objects or ideas that were not going to move my business forward. So what I mean by that is, like, how many times have you joined a training, or you're doing all these like mundane things that are taking all this time away from when you could just be doing the basics to get you to where you need to be, but you think you have to do all this elaborate stuff to have a successful business, and you truly only need to do the vital behaviors. I was not chasing shiny objects. I was fierce with my time, and I was not wasting it creating content or doing things that were going to be forgotten about a month later. I was in it to win it. I did not want to be at that job anymore. My team moved into the top 100 in the company within those 5 months and ended the year in the top 50 of the company. I quit my job, and I was able to stay home the last 2 months of my pregnancy. I welcomed our little girl as a full-time CEO, and I did not have to put in a PTO request for maternity leave. I also doubled my income in that time. So the success of my business depended on me. If you want something you've never had, then you've got to do something you've never done. It is so easy to sit back in this business and let the days go by without an invite being sent out. It's so easy to post on social media and think that that's enough. It's not. If I didn't show up, what happened? You'll notice once your team begins to grow, if a coach takes a week off, their business suffers. The next week, you'll notice in your coach online office, they have a couple red inactive coaches. Then coach cancellations will start to come the next week. And then all of a sudden they want to work their business again because they feel like it's falling apart. But when they start working their business again, they feel defeated because they're basically starting over versus just showing up a little bit every single day and doing at least one thing that's going to move your business forward. So do you think the owner of a major company goes MIA and stops answering messages, stops showing up, stops all responsibility, and still manages to run a thriving business? Not a chance. This can't happen with your business either, or you definitely will pay the price. So invest and apply. Keyword is apply. No training is going to help you unless you take what you've learned and you apply it consistently. When I first started, I had like notebooks of notes from Zooms and notebooks from YouTube videos, and I could probably go back through those notebooks and start applying everything that I've written down. Don't be an information collector, be an information applier. So once you get something, start doing it right away. I have a 24-hour rule. If I'm on a Zoom and I learn something that I think is valuable, I will apply it within 24 hours. So don't listen to a training and then get lost in doing like your everyday stuff. Apply what you learn within 24 hours, even if it's putting up a post, even if it's starting a group and getting your team in there and like just, I always say ready, fire, aim. Okay, so you don't have to have everything perfect in order to move forward with it and launch it with your team. Ready, fire, aim. Just go for it. If you're someone who's starting a website, a blog, an email opt-in, an Instagram, a Twitter, a like page, a personal page, but you're not hitting Success Club every single month, you are wasting your time doing the wrong things. You need to just invite. I think it's so easy to think that we need all this fancy stuff, and we don't. You can be a successful coach from doing your team's coach basics. Ours is called Rock the Basics. So I started, and I did not take a month off until I graduated. We have 4 months of training in our team, and I was all in. So if I wanted to know more about something, I watched YouTube videos until it clicked. If I wanted to know how to get better traction on my like page, I looked up the best times of the day to post on Facebook. I was all in. A little tip for that, by the way, is go to your messenger and just kind of check it throughout the day and see when most people are online. That number is up, more people are online during that time, and you should post then. So if I wanted to learn more about how to create eye-catching graphics, I watched tutorials and I did it, but I hardly ever spend more than 10 minutes on a post. You've got to be in and got to be out. So just Melanie Mitro said, while everyone else was busy chasing shiny objects and doing paid trainings, she did the vital behaviors. And we all know how that played out. Okay, so celebrate everything you do. If you have 10 likes on your like page, have a freaking party. If you and your teammates personally sponsor it or not, go to an event, celebrate, put it all over Facebook in your team page, and you get that energy up. People do not have a good tight-knit group of friends, and when you grow up, I feel like you either grow apart from friends, or life is just too crazy and you can't do stuff. But people lack that community and that feeling of belonging to something. For so long, we're in school, we're in sports, we're a part of something, and then we're an adult, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, you don't have that community anymore, and people, that's what they want, is community. If you advance to Emerald, celebrate. Create a culture that makes people want to join you. You might feel confident giving shout outs in your team page, but why aren't you doing it on your public page? Give people a taste of what it's like to be on your team. Goals are awesome, and goals also suck. When you set a goal, it should be a SMART goal. It should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So when you set a goal, you should get the feeling in your chest like there's a rubber band being stretched to the limit. It should feel really far, but attainable with hustle. When I set my goals this year, my rubber band felt really, really, really tight. And I know they'll be hard to hit, but I also know the power of a vision board is magical. Goals are going to test you, they're going to challenge you, and you're going to fail at times when you try to achieve them. You might move backwards, and you could possibly give up. This I heard on another training, and it just really stuck with me. So what if you don't hit your goals? Sometimes life seems easier without being a coach, doesn't it? Sometimes it's like, gosh, it just would be so easy to quit and go back to my normal life. You'd probably have a big weight lifted off your shoulders. It would probably feel pretty nice right away. You can go back to your normal life, your normal everything. You won't be challenged to grow or dream big. You won't be challenged to paint a vision for your future. You won't be challenged to do much of anything besides just, live your life and carry on with the normal everyday things. This is until you're tested again. Those same self-limiting beliefs will come back with or without coaching in your life. Those same doubts, those same fears, those same things that hold you back. Often with coaching, when we push ourselves to hit big goals, insecurities come in and we blame everything on coaching. The reality is, those feelings will come when you try to achieve anything worth fighting for in life, and it's the coaches that work through that come out on top. Elite for me last year would have been so easy to give up on, so easy. But how would I have felt knowing if I how would I have felt knowing if I Okay, I don't know. That sentence does not make sense. I'll have to take that out of there. But just think about that. Next time when quitting, when the going gets tough, crosses your mind, you're dreaming big. You're going to have doubts. You're going to have setbacks, but you can get past them. I picked this picture because this is when I first started working at the hospital. And it's like, I can't imagine sitting in that chair right now. Honestly, after doing what I did for 2 years, which was not above anybody anywhere, I just showed up a little bit every day. And now I'm at home with my 2 kids, and I have a babysitter that comes to the house so I can work my business. And it's just fun every day. And I'm not sitting there hating my job. And I think when people have setbacks, get challenged, and don't hit goals as quick as they want to, or maybe someone who signed up after them hits a goal before them, it's really easy to get discouraged. But just think, what will happen if you stay consistent and you show up every day and you do things to move your business forward? You're going to hit those goals. So fake it till you make it. Some people hate that phrase. I kind of love it. Act like you're leading a tribe of 1,000, even if you're a team of 1. Okay, so you've got a whole downline. You've got a whole team. You're a part of a team page. Obviously, you're on this call. Share that. I shared every Zoom, pretty much like a picture of every Zoom I was on the whole first year of coaching. And that's the community thing. You know, people are not on a call with, 20 other people right now learning how to better their lives. That's not what the average person is doing right now, and you guys are. And that's pretty cool. I think any of your friends would love to be on this call with you. I invited some girls from my team and a couple friends that aren't on my team out to my house, and we did Insanity Max 30 in my driveway. Went to Nashville, shared everything about that. So act like you're leading a tribe of 1,000, even if you're a team of 1. When my friends are watching The Bachelor and drinking wine and eating taco dip, I was growing a team, and then I'd catch the recording later. But I definitely shared that stuff in hopes to inspire somebody. So a day in the life of a full-time coach. This is what you see on social media. You see, that we made Mayday baskets, and in the middle of the afternoon could go ding-dong ditch our close friends and leave a Mayday basket on their porch. This is our backyard. Like, we go to the bridge almost every day. This is when I had my daughter, having coffee in a scone. Like, oh, it looks so great. But what you don't see is the work that it takes to be able to do this. I heard a few times when I started that people just came to me because I was the first coach in this area. The harder you work, the luckier you get. And we heard that at Super Saturday in Madison. The harder you work, the luckier you get. No one has it easier than you. They just work harder and smarter. And I truly believe that. Sarah Try said, if you look at a coach that sends out 100 invites a day, and you look at a coach that sends out 10, what coach is going to look luckier? The coach that sends out 100. Not saying you have to send out 100 invites a day, but you're going to look at that from the outside looking in, and you're going to see all this stuff, but you're not seeing, the nights that you stay up late, the nights you get up early. None of that is shown here. And that's, I try to show the real stuff too. A lot of the time I will. And I did a poll on my like page the other day, and I just said, I'm speaking in New Orleans for our team this summer. What do you guys like about following me? And almost everybody said, just like how you shared the good times and the bad times and the struggles and the wins, and not everything is perfect. So really try to just share. You don't have to share everything, but share as much as you can. How my sponsor played a role in me being able to quit my job. So what's it like to be on Trina Gray's team? I always kind of wondered that, what's it like to be on Melanie Mitchell's team? What's it like to be on Lindsay Matley's team? Here's what it's like to be on Trina Gray's team. And if you don't know her, she's like a multi 15-star diamond, I think, in 3 business centers. She's in the Million Club for I don't know, she hit that a long time ago. She's crazy successful and extremely well. And you probably, I don't even know if you've heard of her, because she's just not shiny, look at me, I want all the attention. She's very humble and down to earth. She posts about 3 to 4 times in her personally sponsored page per week. Usually she just has us share what our personal development is, something good about our day, why we love coaching, and fun stuff like that. It's not trainings. It's not constant assignments. It's not telling us what we could learn if we went into our Coach Online office. It's just fun stuff. We Zoom once a week on Friday mornings at 9 o'clock. Yeah, 9 o'clock in the morning when most people are working. So when I worked, I took my headphones and I listened to the Zooms, or I took my lunch early and I got on them anyway. I did not make excuses, and I never missed a Zoom. She does one-on-ones as requested. I meet up with her one-on-one probably once a quarter. She gives us something small for hitting Success Club 10 and adding 2 PS coaches. So brand new coaches get gifted the same thing if they hit Success Club 5 and add 1 coach. So I always thought, like, when I first started, I compared, like, oh my gosh, she's sending out these, like, tank tops and books and all this stuff. And when I first started as a coach, when a new coach would sign up, I'm like, here's a PD book, here's a t-shirt. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really expensive. And I'm not in this place in my business to be able to, like, dish out all this stuff. So I stopped. You guys, do not go above your means. Do not start something you can't continue, and don't feel bad about it. So now what I do is, you know, the first time I'll do things for Success Club. I send gifts for Success Club 10 or above. That's it. And, like, my gift, guys, it's like a decal for your computer that I got off of Etsy for $3. I'm not spending like $20 on gifts. That is when I was comparing myself and feeling less than, because my bank account does not look like her bank account, and I needed to stop acting like it did. People will love you for whatever you can do. Send handwritten cards. Just let people know that you notice them. That's really all that matters. Do a shout out on Facebook. I love the gift she sends me, but I would still do what I'm doing if she didn't send it to me. I message her and I don't expect an answer right away. If it's truly urgent, I'll text her, but that rarely happens unless I'm shooting for a really big goal. I don't know if you feel like this. When I first started coaching, I was always available to my coaches all the time, and I was stressed out. It made me, like, hate talking to my coaches, to be perfectly honest with you. And I started using Calendly, it's called. There's also Acuity scheduling. And when I have a day that I can do one-on-one calls, I'll open up a time slot. I'll put the link in my personally sponsored page, and I'll say, I'd love to, get on a call with you this week. Schedule a time if you're available. Or I'll look in my downline and I'll look at the coaches, like, okay, she lost Diamond last week. I want to get on a call with her. This coach had a coach quit for the first time. I want to get on a call with her, because that sucks when that first coach cancellation comes across. So I'll send out that link privately to the coach that I want to get on calls with too. It's not always just posted on my page, but that has really helped. And I have them do a little intake form before we get on the call. So when I send them my link, they have to fill out, tell me one thing that's going good in your business right now. Tell me one thing you're struggling with. And tell me something exciting going on in your life. So I start the call with what's going exciting in their life, and we chit chat for a little bit, and then we dive right in. And I only do 20-minute slots. So it's in, it's out. You can connect with a lot of people in one day if you got a few hours, and it works really well. Don't be upset about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. So entrepreneurs are willing to work 80 hours a week to avoid having to work 40. Okay, so this is old information, but a few weeks ago, I made $5,000 in 1 week, and then the next week my check was $980. So are you willing to work 80 hours to avoid working 40? Are you willing to work through the hard weeks, knowing and believing that the good weeks are achievable? Now, when I say I made $5,000 in 1 week, and I'm going to share this with you because when I was a new coach, I watched a YouTube video. I think it was called My First $5,000 Week in Beachbody. I was like, oh, yes, like, tell me how to do that. Like, I will do it. And I watched the video, and I'm like, oh, my gosh. So she's just, like, hitting Success Club and helping people, and she made $5,000 a week. Okay, yeah, well, do you want to know what really happened? And now I know is when you get to 5-star, you get quarterly bonuses if you hold your 5-star for 6 weeks. That is how you get a $5,000 week, is your paycheck up, in addition to the 2-star and the 5-star bonus, you know, and that's the stuff that you don't really understand until you're to that point in the business. But here I was, a brand new coach, feeling like crap because I wasn't making $5,000 a week. And that's not, you know, it didn't just happen. It's because you're holding rank for X amount of time, and things like that. So don't compare yourself to the, you know, the sparkly things that you see. You just have to know your business and know what you have to do to get there. It's definitely possible though. So the problem is where you spend your time. So whatever you do duplicates within your team. There was a study done by corporate, and they asked most diamonds, how much time do you spend on your business and how much time do you spend with your team? And the diamond said 80% of my time is spent with my team and 20% is spent on my own business. Something happens when you hit diamond and all of a sudden you go into management mode and you think you have to try to make everyone on your team a business builder, even if they do not want to be. And then they probably quit because you're annoying them and they don't want to be a business builder, but you are like so excited you hit diamond and you just want everybody to work. But when you hit diamond, just keep doing the things that got you diamond. Don't stop, don't coast, don't take it easy for a couple months because your business will crumble. I've seen it happen multiple times. 15-star diamonds spend 50% on their own business and 50% with their team. So a 15-star diamond's only spending 50 and 50, whereas a diamond is spending 80 on their team and 20 on their own. They said diamonds should be spending 20 to 30% of their time with their team and the rest on their own business. So what worked for me was getting out of my own way. Work smarter, get in and get out. Do something that's going to move your business forward every day. Goals do matter. Don't tell yourself that they don't, because they do, and stop moving your deadline to hit your next rank goal back. Do what you've got to do to get there. No excuses. Make Success Club a non-negotiable. Make adding 2 coaches a month non-negotiable. If you're hitting Success Club consistently and you are nurturing those people and you're providing them with killer groups and killer support, adding 2 people to your team will become easier and easier, I promise. Don't look at other coaches. Know your business. Understand volume. Understand strong leg, weak leg. Understand coach placement. Understand what you have to do to get to that next level. Stop scrolling Facebook. I've got a typo here, but early to bed, early to rise. So make some extra time in the morning. If that's the only time you have, just make it happen. Say no to things that aren't in line with your goals. If going out to the bar on a Friday night and feeling like crap all day Saturday isn't in line with you hitting your next goal, then just say no. It's worth it to say no to the things that aren't going to move you forward if moving forward is really important to you. 6 roles. So this I didn't really go into, but write down all the roles that you have in your life. So mom, cook, wife, employee, daughter, sister, friend. Write down all of the roles. Maybe you coach. Maybe you have a second job, whatever. Write down everything you do and then limit it to 6 roles and look around at your life and say, what do I need to cut out? For me at this point when I did this, I was coaching gymnastics 20 hours a week on top of working full time and on top of being a mom and a wife and all this other stuff. And I literally looked at that list and I knew what had to go right away. And since I cut that out, it was such a relief. And it also freed up time that I didn't even know that I was missing. Put your phone in a bowl. Keep getting results. If your before and after pictures are from last year, you need to start and finish your program again with the nutrition plan, and you need new results, and you need to share your journey and share that progress. These are old. I'm currently doing Shift Shop, so I'm sharing that right now. 80-20 on social media. 80% of your social media should be your lifestyle. Everything that you do in your day other than work out and drink a shake, you need to be sharing that 80% of the time. And then 20% of the time should be about the business, inviting to, your next group or inviting to your team or drinking your shake or working out. I try to really do 80% here because that's what builds relationships with people up front. Nobody connects to a shake. Nobody connects to a workout. They connect to your lifestyle. Get help where you need it. I always heard like, oh, when you're a diamond, you should get an assistant. Okay, well, I didn't do that. I was like, what? You've got to be kidding me. I can't afford $75 a week for an assistant. But once I got further along in the business, I'm like, I'm spending a lot of time running reports, doing recognition posts in my team, doing all this stuff. So I got an assistant. She's a good friend of mine. She's a stay-at-home mom. And it has literally been amazing. And you don't, set your own pay. Like maybe you need an assistant to help set up your challenge groups and schedule your posts, and you can pay them $20 per group that they set up. Like, how cool would that be if you didn't have to set up your own challenge groups? Pretty cool. Like, give them a guide or give them a template and ask them to do it. I mean, it's life-saving. She does that for me too. Stop trying to impress people. You're not perfect, and people do not like perfect. Do personal development. Lead, do not pull. So lead your team, don't pull them along. What you do will duplicate. So if you're not hitting Success Club, your team's not going to hit Success Club. If you're not adding coaches, your team is not going to add coaches. You have to lead them. 80% your business, 20% your team. When you hit diamond, make it a goal to go diamond again. Don't think about star diamond or 2-star diamond because that seems really hard. Think, I'm going to go diamond again. When you're emerald, think, I'm going to go emerald again until I hit diamond. Don't just look at these big, scary goals and think they're so out of reach because it can be really intimidating. Keep a pulse on the network. So keep a pulse on what's going on. Know what's, when launches are, know when things are happening, but do not be so obsessed with following every top coach that you try to be like them and you stop being like yourself. So keep a pulse on the network, but then remove yourself. Hey, there you are, Jessica. Attend events. Lead, rock the basics. That's our coach training on our team. So just like step up for a leadership role, maybe go live in your team page, even if it's not your team page. And if your upline's okay with that, like go live and be like, hey, this week I did this and it worked really well. I think the more you step up and put yourself in uncomfortable positions, be a leader, the easier it will be to lead. And then as you're leading your own team, you kind of just grow into this leadership role. Take ownership of your business, contribute. So what I mean by that is, are you constantly take content, taking, stuff from your team page, or are you contributing once in a while too? Don't push people, show people, and always remember you never will influence the world by trying to be like it. And that's all I got for you. Hopefully I didn't go too much over. 9:25.
Oh my gosh, I have so many notes. Thank you. Thank you. Theresa, do you have a couple minutes if I open it up for questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I seriously have 2 pages of notes, and I appreciate you so much. So many good nuggets. If you've got a question for Theresa, we've got a few minutes just to take a couple. So just unmute yourself, and I'm sure she doesn't mind being put on the spot.
I'm an open book. You can ask me whatever you want. I'm actually doing something new with my challenge groups, and I can share it with you because it's been amazing. I'll click share, but if you have a question, unmute for sure. But so I run my groups in the app, and I have since it launched, just because I thought like, okay, Beachbody's going this way, I'm going to follow. And I really did like them, but I did notice the interaction was a little bit down, and some groups are really awesome and some groups suck. So what I did was I made a group and I learned this from, Ashley Molstead. Her picture went viral. I think she's #1 in the company at the moment. Her picture went viral. She's hit Success Club like 500, like months in a row. Crazy. So I'm like, how is she supporting all these people and not dropping everybody through the cracks? And how is she still like, not freaking out? And they said, this is what she does. She has them sign a contract before they start. They have to get a personal development book. They have to give her their before pictures and their measurements, but she puts an X through the weight section, and it says, Nothing, without mindset, nothing else matters. So in this challenge group, we're going to work on your mindset. So they get the personal development book. I don't know if she chooses it. I think probably. And then she does this with her group. So let me just pull mine up quick. And I'll check my screen. If you're like me, I have like 7,000 tabs open at one time. Okay, here we go. My husband hates it. It's like, how can that, like, gives me anxiety looking at it. I'm like, yeah, just don't worry. Okay. Now I gotta find the Zoom again. All right. So I started doing this, and if you're not good with organization, this might be like the key for you. So my challenge group is called Let's Get Summer Strong, and it's in the app. So I still post every day in the app. And I don't know if you guys do your posts like this, but I do like a morning motivational post every day with a challenge attached to it. So today their challenge was to set their intention for the week and tell me what they're going to focus on and why. I always ask my challengers to share their journey. Like, so today, share, our challenge of the day on Facebook and take my personal page. How fun would it have to be, or to have your friends join us in June? So if you go to my personal page, I never post about Beachbody. My challengers do it for me. So all their testimonials are on my personal page, and then I primarily use my like page and Instagram. So I post in here. They record their shakes and their workouts in here just so we can log it. And last weekend, as of Thursday, everybody was at 100% besides like 2 people that I don't think are actually participating in here. And one girl's at 14 workouts and we're on day 8. She's crazy. But anyway, so I do this so I know, okay, they're still logging in here so I can see who's falling off track and who I need to message to get back on track. But I added this Facebook group. I gotta move this down. And this is why. Because I can go live in here. I called it the Motivation Station, and I just put May in front of it, so then I can put June, July, whatever, and they're all over here. Focus for the week in this group. And I have them post a win for the day. That was like random that I did today. They're just sharing like their meals. I went live with my workout. I'm trying to go live once a day with like something inspirational. But this is just like only 8 days old, and they're kind of fun. Like everybody's, one girl went live after she got breakfast with friends and shared with us how she stayed on track. So I can go, okay, May. So in June, I'm going to come back in this group and go live and be like, hey guys, how's it going? Like, it's been a month since our group is over. Did you continue with me or have you fallen off track? Like, let's connect. So, 3 months later, a year later, but I'm still going to go here and I'm going to see everyone who's in this group. And that can be my list that I work from, that I, go back and invite to coaching or follow up or whatever. And it makes it easier. Plus, it's kind of fun because they're a lot more engaged on Facebook, primarily doing it on Facebook because I lose track of my people when they fall off. So that's been working well for me, and it's not any more work on my part because I can just pop in there, go live, like some stuff and comment and encourage them to go live. So it's been working out good.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions?
Questions, ladies?
Nobody?
So Sabrina has a question. Sabrina, you can unmute yourself if you want.
Okay, so I was just confused on how you did the Facebook group. So you just post the link in your challenge tracker and then you just keep that same one month after month and just change like the name on it then?
Nope, I'm going to just make a new Facebook group every month. For my challenge groups, I require people to be on Shakeology. I do have a year-long challenge group. I don't post in it daily. I just check into it. But for people on All Access, so they can be in that group And then each month when I have like a special group, people who are on HD still, they're welcome to join that other group. And so then I will make a Facebook group that correlates with that particular month's group in the app, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I do that, oh, go ahead.
So then do you just like post that you're going to go live like in the challenge tracker, that you're going to go live on the Facebook page?
No, I just kind of said, I'll show you the link or the post that I put up in here. So what I did when I set this up, I took the whatever link and I put it in my challenge tracker app, and I just said this, and I said, request to join this group if you want more accountability. And then I said, what is this group? It's a group where I thought we could be more interactive with each other in addition to the challenge tracker app. Here's how it'll work. Each morning I'll post in our typical spot, the app. You'll continue to log your workouts and your shakes so I can keep track of you. I love how I can see who's on track, who missed a workout, etc. I do a lot of like shout outs in my group. So like if everybody that worked out today would, maybe get a shout out, or I think I did that Thursday. So then I put this group's going to be used for motivation beyond what you have in the app. It's easy for you to ignore the app, but in this group, every time you're scrolling Facebook, you're going to have a little additional motivation. Use this group to share your meals, post pictures after your workouts for fun, but remember to log in the app so it counts. Feel free to go live and share tips, struggling, share that, have a recipe, share it. Participation's key to your success. The more involved you are, the more committed you are, the more it will become a lifestyle change you can continue forever. If you have too many notifications, turn them off for this group by clicking the dots in the corner. So I'll just copy this and put it in the chat so you guys can copy it if you want. So I just kind of tell them what it is, and I think every single person joined the Facebook group. So I'm just asking for feedback, like, did you like the extra group? Didn't you? And everybody so far has said yes. So, and I don't have to post, I don't even, like, I literally today I went live and I said, this is what it looks like to not want to do your workout, and this is what it looks like to push through it anyway. And then like a couple people posted, but the other day I just went live about like doing it when things are hard, and I don't go in there and ramble for like 10 minutes. I just like go in there for like 2 minutes. Hi, how are you guys? They see my face, they feel more connected to me, and then I get out.
I think that personal connection is so important.
Mm-hmm.
So important. Really good. Thank you. I don't know. I think we're kind of split. Some people do a lot in the challenge app, and some people do the challenge tracker, and some people do more on Facebook. And the group I'm doing right now, Theresa, is like you. I'm doing both. And I like it.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Other questions at all? Because we should let her get some rest, but we can take another question if anybody's got one.
Doesn't even have to be about what I talked about. I don't care.
Do you guys feel like you learned some good tips? Yes. Awesome. I'm seeing so many.
Good.
Yes. I'm going to ask you one question, Theresa, and then I will let you go because I know it's late. But do you feel like living in a small community, are you meeting people on social media? Like outside of your community?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I always say, like, when my coaches that join me, they're like, oh, there's so many coaches in this town. I'm like, okay, let's compare your friend list to my friend list, and let's see how many are not on my friend list that are on your friend list. And where'd you go to college? Like, this is where I went. And where do you work? This is where I've worked. So not the same. The internet is an amazing place if you use it correctly. I think what I try to do is go to like other groups that interest me. So let's say like Lululemon resale group for moms, or like whatever, something like that. And I'll go in there and I'll like look at people's pictures, and if they seem legit, that I would like actually want to have in one of my groups, I'll add them. If I'll go to a photographer's website or Facebook page, and they'll tag the mom and dad in like a newborn shoot. And it's like, okay, I've got young kids, so I'll add the mom. And that's how I grow my friends list. I think I literally try not to friend people from my town, because I'm like, we do have a lot of coaches that are local. I am beyond that. And my dad always taught me that, because he has a business, and he's like, I don't do business in town. I don't do business here. I do business all over. But if I had that mindset of I can only work with people from this zip code, I would have never grown past the zip code. So I really, truly try to just, I don't use that as an excuse at all. And I try to tell my coaches that, like, a lot of people say, oh, so-and-so's on Isogenics, or so-and-so's on Herbalife. And I'm like, so what? Next? I don't know. Maybe that's bad, but.
No, that's awesome. Thank you. That helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Well, I don't want to keep you because I know it's late. And I know if anybody has any questions at all. Oh, Rachel says, thank you for taking the time to share all your tips. Tons of notes. I agree, Rachel. I took tons of notes. So many thank yous.
You're welcome.
And I know, guys, Theresa's so kind and generous. So if you've got something that comes up that you want to ask her, just shoot her a message. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
And we just appreciate you taking the time to be on with us and just lighting our fire a little bit. Hey, guys, let's take a picture of our Zoom.
Share it.
Right? So I'm going to take one. All right. So no one's like picking their nose or anything, right? Awesome. You guys have a great night. And Theresa, thank you so, so much.
You are welcome. Thanks, guys.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.